Hello, everyone. My name is Angelo, and I am a passport brother who brought his fiancee from Vietnam on a K1 visa. We got married. She's got a green card, and now we are out here trying to do our thing. And I'm trying to do my thing by trying to get in better shape as I get older and trying to fight off the oldness syndrome. And so I have been fasting since September 1st, on and off. I've been using a kind of a hybrid fast. So it's water fasting, of course, then there's juice fasting, and then there has been some dry fasting. And I came off of my first week of fasting on the 8th. I took a few days off, satisfied a couple of cravings, and I got back on. And the results for the first week were very inspiring. I assumed that the 3 or 4 days that I took to kind of start refeeding would kind of affect some of the losses that I had managed to achieve. But to my surprise, when I weighed myself before I started the second week of my fast, I had maintained all of the weight loss. And that was really inspiring, and that was really motivating me to to kind of move to the second phase a little harder and a little stronger. So with that, what I did was I incorporated some exercise into my fasting regimen. And of course, my doctor recommended the exercise, and my, some specialists recommended the exercise so I can deal with kind of burning off some of the effects of the recent stress that I've undergone, um, and gain some mental clarity and things like that. And so it's been helping for sure. It's been helping. Now about my fast, what I've been doing is I still have my coffee in the morning. I have the coffee with uh, just half and half and no sugar. And I've also been taking this thing called Neuro Gum, and it's a special gum that's designed to, give you some of those micronutrients that help brain power, and then it helps mental acuity, it helps situational awareness. It just overall just opens up your mind a little bit better, which is really good when you get into uh, ketosis and your brain starts feeding off of ketones rather than um, carbohydrates. But I'm not going to talk about that now. And that's just, I should say glucose, not carbohydrates. But I'm not going to talk about that because that's a whole deep other topic. The benefits are my wife has started to pay some extra attention to this changing body. So, guys, if you're out there, hey man, you can't lose by losing a little weight and getting a little bit more fit. And thankfully to my parents, I have some decent genetics when it comes to uh, body structure. So as the weight is going off, the guns are starting to appear, and things are going to be really, really cool. But moving right along, um, on the another very important front of my life is job. Now you guys know that I've been studying, and I took and passed one test, and I have another big test coming up in on the 18th of this month. So it's in less than a week. I'm still studying for that, but I have secured a job offer in the interim for a software development company. I can't talk much about it because I did sign an NDA, but excuse me, there's some potential stock options and all that good stuff. So, considering, um, I should say, all things considered, this is a really good um, transition from the last place that I worked. Anyway, moving right along from that, I'm happy that these other things are going on in my life. A good friend of mine who is in Vietnam right now with his lovely wife reached out to me to tell me that he is well into or well past, I think, 15 months waiting in Vietnam for his interview or for notice of his interview um, at the U.S. Embassy or consulate in Vietnam. For he's been married for over a year at this point, and he needs to get a visa for his wife so that she can come to the United States. Anyway, he mentioned to me the the unfortunate, global news that's going on regarding Charlie Kirk, and um, my dad once told me, um, when I was a young kid and I was being a smart ass, he said, if you can't say anything nice, shut up. And so I'm going to shut up with the exception of saying, I think it's been about a year ago when there was the assassination of the United Healthcare CEO. And I was having a discussion at work, and you're not supposed to talk about politics at work. But I was having this discussion at work, and I told some folks that I am not going to be surprised if unfortunate incidents like that show up more on the radar, because you cannot expect people to feel hopeless and demotivated and targeted for too long and not react in some irrational or rational way. You cannot expect people to feel hopeless and alone and frustrated and feel like there's no way for their voice to be heard without them doing something drastic. It's going to happen. It's not a radicalized thing to do. It's a very human thing to do. Um, and humans are irrational. So we have to be mindful of the effects of our words, whether they're the truth, the skewed truth, or completely untrue. We have to be mindful of the impact that our words have on other people. Um, and with that, I am shutting my mouth and not saying anything else. I'm just telling everyone, please be safe out there, and I will keep you abreast of my challenges and my successes on this road to a career transition or transformation, maybe a little bit of both, and a body transformation, body for life transformation. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one. Deuces.